what point does any self-perceived identity or personality attain a capacity to experience sustained inner peace or to operate consciously, and why? How many people in their personalities attempt to work towards either inner peace or consciousness and assume that either inner peace or consciousness can be arrived at through the vehicle of identity or personality or ego? The I, if we say the usual human system as give or take 3,000 to 6,000 subconscious parts that are all ego identified in some way. So they have some sense of I in them, and each one is fragmented and operates from its own simulacra, its own recordings, its own decision models, its own emotional models, its own interpretive lenses, and its own projective lenses. Each one of them in its own way is a built-in glass ceiling of understanding that is operated from by the individual often without knowing that that's the case. So when we're in any fragmented part of ourselves, it's like we've stepped into a big soap bubble of reality, and the whole world looks the way that part sees the world. If one of our parts gets triggered, it becomes our reality for a lot of people. So how do we manage this dynamic and help people arrive at inner peace and consciousness and wisdom and discernment at scale so they can work together to solve for the climate crisis? Organizationally, strategically, in terms of our vision and mission, it's our intention to ground consciousness into every dimension of human life process, every decision-making strategy, every technical decision, every technological and development, every AI that's developed by our organization. We want to ground conscious, caring, discernment, and compassion and love into and alignment with spirit, if that's at all possible. We're not trying to generate a spiritual approach to anyone that would not be resonant with that. We've no intention to cookie cut the world or condition it as a result of these efforts. And that said, it's a challenging thing to do because generally people don't develop technologies from consciousness. They develop them from some other dimension of their being, and then they apply the technology without consciousness in the world sometimes. So how do we bring consciousness to every step of the application and software and technology and solutions development path and process? Currently, technology can evaluate the existence of certain energies. We're not aware, at least at this time, of a technology that can both map and monitor and understand, for example, the dynamics of chakras or the subtle energy system, or auras, or our energetic interactions with the rest of the species that in what have been looked at as lower species, such as birds or fish, allow murmuration to occur because of this energy interaction process. It's not just a visual sensing, so to speak. So we would suggest for a system to be able to be downloaded into by a person's soul, that if it didn't have that energy and information transmission capacity, reception and transmission and processing of the energy and the associated information in the energy, that it would not be able to support the evolution of a consciousness or a soul. That said, that would just be one consideration. Of course, physical pain as or sensory input, which we know that there are ways to mimic technologically, would also be necessary, because we wouldn't be able to perhaps experience what other sentient beings are experiencing, such as if we didn't feel pain in the same way that our pets did. If we didn't at least feel what they feel, we might not be able to care empathetically.